Meet Laila. She's a quiet child who finds her world in the pages of a sketchbook. To her, there's nothing better than the feel of a pencil in her hand and a blank page ready for a new drawing. During recess, while the playground fills with shouting and running, Laila is usually off by herself. She sits still, carefully sketching the trees, the clouds, and the kids around her. One afternoon, Laila watches a boy named Badr approach Omar. Without warning, Badr reaches out and pulls a book right from Omar's hands, laughing as he mocks the way Omar's glasses look. Laila feels a knot tighten in her stomach. She's sad for Omar and terrified of Badr, and the two feelings leave her stuck. She wants to help, but she stays exactly where she is. On the walk home, the memory won't leave her alone. Laila keeps her head down, replaying the scene in the courtyard and thinking about how Omar looked when Badr laughed at him. She knows she should have done something, but the thought of Badr noticing her is enough to keep her quiet. That evening, Laila tells her mother everything. Her voice shakes as she explains how she wanted to speak up, but felt too scared to move. Her mother listens and then gives her a piece of advice she'll never forget. She tells Laila that everyone feels fear. It's what you do while you're feeling it that actually matters. Laila stays up late that night, thinking about what her mother said. She looks at her reflection in the mirror, wondering if she has it in her to try again. She decides that the next time she sees someone being treated that way, she won't just look at the floor. She won't stay silent. The opportunity comes sooner than expected. The next day at lunch, Badr snatches Omar's sandwich. He stands over him, waiting for Omar to get upset. Layla's heart starts to pound against her ribs. She feels that same old urge to hide. But then she thinks of her mother's words. Fear is natural, but action is a choice. Laila forces her feet to move. She walks across the grass until she's standing directly between Badr and Omar, her shoulders squared. She looks at Badr and tells him to give the food back. She says it clearly so everyone nearby can hear. Treating their classmates this way isn't okay. Badr freezes. He looks at Laila, then at the other kids watching, clearly surprised that the quietest girl in the class is the one challenging him. Seeing that he's lost his audience, Badr's confidence vanishes. He drops the sandwich back into Omar's hands and walks away without saying a word. Omar looks at Laila with a huge smile. He tells her he's been waiting a long time for someone to stand by him like that. Laila smiles back. In that moment, she realizes that the heavy feeling of guilt is gone. She tells Omar that from now on, they're friends. By the time recess is over, the story has already moved through the hallways. The other kids are all talking about what Laila did. It starts a slow change. Other students who used to look away when Badr was around begin to look at each other instead. They'd seen Layla shaking hands, but they'd also heard her steady voice, and they start to realize they can find that same voice too. The class decides to make it official. With their teacher's help, they spend the afternoon painting a giant banner that says, "Our school is bully-free." They hang it right by the front entrance. It's a simple reminder that every student sees on their way to class, a promise they made to keep their school a place where everyone belongs. Recess feels different now. Laila and Omar play together, and the courtyard feels lighter, safer, and more like home. Laila realizes she isn't a different person than she was yesterday. She's still the quiet girl who loves to draw. She's just someone who knows exactly what her voice can do.